Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again. And today we're back with a different kind of video. So today we're taking a look at Marvel Snap. So if you haven't heard already, this game has definitely got some hype behind it. It's made by Second Dinner, which is the studio Ben Brode ended up leaving Hearthstone to go form. So, and really cool looking game, honestly. I think it took a lot of people by surprise. Right now it is in the closed beta, so you can apply for that over on their website. And that's how I got in. So I got in the other day, so I've really only put a couple hours into it. But I just wanted to give some quick first impressions, just give some general thoughts and feedback and show off the game a little bit. So we're gonna jump into a game or two here, and I'm basically just going to go over the basics with how it works in terms of gameplay and all that stuff. So if you've never seen the game before, you'll get an idea for how it functions. If you don't know, the current build of the game is a mobile version only, so I'm actually playing it on a Android emulator. It's currently on Android only, but it is going to be coming to iOS, and I think later down the line it will get a PC client. So the reason the screen is laid out like this is I find it's a little bit more visually appealing once we get into a game in terms of seeing the hand, because obviously the phone screen takes up a lot less of the screen than a traditional full monitor screen game. And we'll explain how it goes. So I'm still a little bit in the lower ranks here, still using a lot of starter cards, but it's still been a lot of fun. I think we're facing a mix of people and bots here, but it's kind of hard to tell. So here we can see over here on the right we have the board, down here we have my hand, and up here we have myself, my opponent, and this cube here, which involves the snap mechanic that I will explain a little bit later on. So the first area here, Sinister London. When you play a card here, add a copy to another location. That's a pretty powerful area, so we're just going to play our one drop here. So this represents our mana. The little number in the top left there is what cards cost, and in the right is their power. And the goal of the game is to have the highest amount of power in 2 out of 3 of these boards here. So now it's turn 2. The second board gets revealed. Sokovia. So this one discards a card from each player's hand randomly. So not the greatest thing in the world for us. We're just going to play Star-Lord here. So Star-Lord has an effect on reveal. If your opponent played a card here this turn, he gets +3 power, so he goes from 2 to 5. So on reveal, if you played Hearthstone or Magic, it's like Battle Cry or Enter the Battlefield. So they played a card there, so we get the bonus. They have an Ant-Man, and copies get added to random areas because we're playing them in Sinister London. And the hub. This gives a random card to each player's hand. So we got Dr. Octopus here for turn 5. So when he comes into play, pull 4 random cards from your opponent's hand onto their side of the location. However, you may notice there are only 4 spaces in each location. So if they don't have any spaces, you can't be playing stuff. And now these 3 locations, there are a ton of different ones, and they're basically chosen randomly every game. Unfortunately for us, here on turn 3, we do not have any turn 3 plays, because I think we discarded our turn 3 play. So we just have to pass here to our opponent. We're doing okay, though. As you can see, we have a little bit of advantage. Alright, so we haven't seen this card before, the Juggernaut. 3 cost, 3 power. On reveal, if your opponent played a card here this turn, move them randomly. So we didn't do that, so they don't move anybody, but they do get another copy because of Sinister London. I think I'm just going to play the thing. And then we set ourselves up next turn really nicely, because then we could play Dr. Octopus over here, and we'll get a copy somewhere else, but that copy does not trigger the on-reveal effect, so it won't pull their units down and give them a whole board. So I definitely like just slamming the thing down and getting another free copy of it. So yeah, we can see we are ahead in these 2 areas. They are ahead in this one. Now, you can get a tie in this game. That is possible. But in the result of a tie, where one area is tied and you each control another area, what ends up happening is whoever has the most total power ends up winning. So it's turn 5 here. Normally, I really like playing Iron Man on turn 5. Doubling your total power is really, really good. But like I said, Doc Octopus here just seems like a slam dunk play. Just too good not to play. And I think that should lock up Sinister London for us. And that's what we'll be doing for turn 5. So we'll talk a little bit about the cube here at the top. So what that cube is, that is what you're playing for essentially in ranked. So they didn't play something, but we just pull something down, which is totally fine anyway. It was fairly large, but still not large enough. And we get a nice 10 power here. So we're looking really good. So we're in a great position, and because of that, I am going to snap. So I'll explain the cube mechanic here. You can snap, and you can double the amount of cubes. And cubes are basically how you rank up. So the more cubes, the faster you rank up. So if you get to the end of the game, it doubles, so it goes from 1 cube to 2 cubes. So if you win, you get 2. If you lose, you lose 2. But I can snap here, and if my opponent snaps, then it'll be 4 cubes at the end, and so we end up playing for 8 cubes if they go for it. They could also leave and lose less cubes if they're not feeling confident in their build. They basically concede. I really think we're in a great spot. I'm just going to play Iron Man down here, double our power, and I think we should have these two locked up because they can't really play anything over here, and I don't think they have any way of boosting it by 5. So they have Jessica Jones, which is definitely strong, but it's not going to be strong enough. And they are going to take the hub, but we don't really care about the hub. So boom, we get the victory. Grab our rewards here. We got 4 cubes there. So as you can see, you need 10 to rank up. I'm at 7 out of 10. And this is your kind of card leveling. Kind of ties into progression, which I'll explain in a little bit. But we're just gonna... Alright, so we can see we passed the threshold here. So now we can upgrade our card. And what this does is it's purely cosmetic, but it does level up your collection level. See, it mentions upgrade this card to epic and gain 4 collection level. So we'll do this for the sake of showing it off. This does cost credits. As we can see, I have some credits here. That is the free-to-play in-game currency. So we're going to use it. We're going to level up Jessica Jones here. And you'll see this collection level goes up. Now, the collection level is basically how you get your cards in this game, for the most part. You'll see we're at level 47 now, so we got some boosters, which help you upgrade your cards for the cosmetics, and mystery cards. So there's some cards at the bottom that I believe you're guaranteed to get, but as you go up, you end up getting mystery cards. So any card in the certain pool of cards. It's one of the things I think is a little weird about the game. You can't directly, there's no pack system. We'll look at the store in a little bit here, but this is basically your main way of acquiring cards throughout the game is you level up cards, it levels your collection level, and you get rewarded with more cards. So let's see what we get here. We got armor. I've never seen this one before. So it says 2 cost, 3 power, ongoing, cards at this location cannot be destroyed. So that's kind of interesting. There are a number of cards that destroy other cards, so that's a good way of getting around that. So we're just going to go back to the main menu here. And we can take a look around. Basically, they have a season pass. This is currently free. You don't have to buy into it or anything. And it levels up pretty quickly. I'm at level 15. Here, I'll make this a little wider so you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, I'm at level 15 here. And I really only played for a handful of hours, so you can probably get to the max level 20 here pretty quickly. You have some recruit missions, so I just finished one of them with Odin starting in my deck. So you get some more pass XP and it levels it up. Get a little portrait. And they have some cards on here. They have some currency, the free currency, the paid currency. So they give you some of that. Then you have daily and weekly missions. So here, got some of that stuff done. So we get some credits, which are nice. So we'll claim those. And then there are also season pass missions. So these, it's kind of like into chapters. And as you complete these help you level up the pass and whatnot. So I've gotten 5 out of 7 done. I have to do a few more things, but I hit collection level 35. So some more pass XP. So you can see you level up the pass fairly quickly, which is pretty nice. Let's take a look at the store though. So right now it's the collection. We'll talk about that in a bit. The store. So I think these refresh daily, but I could be wrong. These are variants. They do not basically do anything special for you. They are just alternate art in various different art styles. I've seen all kinds of different art. They have like a ton of different variants in this game. And we can see the gold here. That is the paid currency. Credits up here, that's your free-to-play currency, and gold here is paid currency. You can earn some gold in-game, though, through a few different methods. Then you have fast upgrade. From what I've heard, this isn't really worth messing around with too much. It just levels up your cards a little bit faster, but I've heard it's really not worth the credits, because again, these level things are purely cosmetic. The card itself is not getting any stronger. Then we have credits. This is kind of interesting. So you can actually just get free 50 credits a day just by logging in and buying them in the store. And you can convert gold to credits, but these are locked to doing once a day. So we can see I've earned 150 gold here. I could convert that into credits, but I don't feel like I need to right now. And then we see the prices for gold down here. So we have the smallest price, 300 gold for $4.99, and it goes up all the way to 8,000 gold for $100, basically. So they got a range in between there. I haven't spent any money on this game yet, and from what I've heard, it doesn't seem like spending money really helps you a ton in terms of progression. You kind of just have to play the game and advance it over time. But we'll take a look at the collection. So I have a collection of cards here. It's not a ton of cards, but they do give you bunch of them for free and you earn them pretty quickly. I've heard it does slow down eventually, but for the time being it's been a decent pace to start off with, in my opinion. But yeah, so I only have 2 decks right now and they're very similar because again I don't have a huge pool of cards. I haven't looked into all of the metagame strategies. I've watched a few other people play though, and I've seen some pretty cool cards that haven't come up in the lower ranks yet, so I'm excited to try those. But a lot of the cards they do give you in the beginning are actually very good. Like Nightcrawler, I'm pretty sure everyone gets him pretty early on. And he's very, very powerful. Being able to move a card around is not something most cards can do. So that's a very powerful effect. And there are just a bunch of other decent ones you get here. Iron Man's been one of my favorites early on. Having that, he may have 0 power himself, but he doubles the power of all your other stuff at the location, which is really, really powerful. So yeah, pretty simple, like overall layout and stuff. I think the only thing that I think I could see getting a little bit annoying is it looks like the card acquisition definitely does slow down. So if we click this green button here, we can see our collection level. And like I said, this is how you get the majority of your cards. And this goes on a long, long time. Like, it advances pretty quickly because, as you can see, I'm already level 50. And I've only played this game for a couple hours. But it goes for a very, very long time. And eventually you do earn more credits on it. But look, we just scrolled up for a bit. 254, and it's still... So there are a ton of cards in this game, it seems like, because it's still giving mystery cards at this point and whatnot. I don't even know if there's a limit to how high it goes, but it is clearly very high. Then you start getting card art variants at the 500s. So I imagine this is something that never resets. They do have seasons, so I don't think it's been announced what the season time frame is. We can see my ranks and stuff down here. And you do get rewards, so I made it to rank 20, so I got some boosters and credits. If I make it to 30, I'll get some more credits, and so on and so forth, and it goes all the way up to, I think, 100, yeah, where you get a cool little avatar and pretty sweet infinite rank. But yeah, that's just the general layout for the UI and some quick thoughts. I'm gonna play another game or two here, and then afterwards I'm probably going to throw in some games I played on stream the other night. I streamed this game for about 3 or 4 hours. It was my first play session, and I had a ton of fun doing it, talking with Chad about it. So I'm probably going to throw a few of those games at the end, just so you can see a little bit more gameplay. But yeah, let's dive into another game or two here. One thing I really like about this game is the games feel varied and they feel quick. So even if I lose a game, you know, I didn't put in so much time where it's like, I'm really bummed out about the loss. I'll just move on to the next game. So Crimson Cosmos here. 1, 2, and 3 cost cards cannot be played here. So no small dudes allowed on the left side of the field here. So we're just going to play our Quicksilver 1-drop here, and he does nothing, but he has a cool effect where he always starts in our opening hand. And there are a few cards that do stuff like that. Mantis also has an interesting effect here. So because we played a card in the zone where she was played, she got to draw a card from our deck. So they stole one of our cards. So now it's turn 2. I got pretty lucky. I top decked a 1-drop, which is really nice. And we see this is Mojo World, so whoever has more cards here gets plus 100 power. Worth noting, if both players have 4 cards here, it basically gets canceled out. So we're going to play Ant-Man. He has a cool effect where if you have 3 other cards here, he gets 3 more additional power. And we'll play Nightcrawler as well, because we can always move him around if needed to play a better unit. So they played Mr. Sinister, which summons like a little clone of himself. So they currently have the lead, but see, because we're tied in board space, no one's getting that plus 100. Very unfortunate for us here. We did not draw any playable card. This is kind of the risk of running some expensive stuff in your deck, and why I've seen a lot of decks at the higher ranks have a bit lower curve. Because we're on turn 3 now, and unfortunately, we just have to pass. We do see this is the Space Throne, so only 1 card can be played here for each player. One interesting thing about that is I believe you can still move a card there. It's just it cannot be played there, or you can't play more than 1 card there. So that's another instance where someone like Nightcrawler can be very useful. Interesting. So they play Hulkbuster, which kind of like morphs onto their card and makes it stronger. Well, we at least drew something we can play, so we are going to play Medusa here. They do have a pretty big power advantage over us, though, so we'll have to move Nightcrawler probably and play something big there to try and fight for it. So I think the way we want to handle this here is we want to play Jessica Jones on the right. Yeah, we want to play Jessica Jones on the right over here. And then final turn, we can move Nightcrawler and then play Iron Man to double our power. I think that's the way we've got to go. So we're just going to play Jessica Jones there. And, oh no, it looks like you cannot move Nightcrawler to the Space Throne. However, we can move him to the Crimson Cosmos. So that's a little bit of a weird distinction, but worth knowing. Alright, so it's the final turn. Yeah, so we can only move him to the left, but that's kind of okay. Let's see, so we have 8, so we have 10 power here, so we're tied up. So if we move this and play Iron Man, that should be good, because we'll lose 2, but then it'll double to 20. Strange they played Ant-Man there, maybe it's a bot. We did get a rock too, but that's not very useful. I think they played a card that put the rock in our deck. So we're just going to play Iron Man here. Actually, I think it makes more sense to play Odin, huh? Because it'll re-trigger this effect. Yeah, so Odin's actually better here because it gets 8 and then a little bit more. And then Jessica Jones will get a little bit bigger because we won't play a card there, so she'll go up to 10. And we're going to snap because I think we can win this. Ooh, Claw. Ongoing, +5 power at the location to the right. Oh. So they tried to... I've never seen that card before. They tried to buff their other lane up, but it didn't work out for them. Because we had 20 and they only ended up at 17. Weird, they played Ant-Man over here, but... I guess they weren't really worried about that lane. They were just going for these two, but... We ended up getting there. Got our 4 cubes. So that's going to rank us up here. And then we get some cosmetic leveling for one of our cards. And we got some more progress here. Our season pass, so we'll grab that free gold. Grab some of these mission XP things. And we'll hop into another game. I do think the pacing of this game is so good. Like, I really enjoy... There's time to think about your strategy, but the games feel very quick, and it makes me want to jump right into another one. So the Space Throne is shown up again, so only one card can be played there for each player. I like playing Nightcrawler there, potentially, because then we can just have him hang out, and we can always move him, play something better there later. Looks like they didn't have a 1-drop. Negative zone, so we're glad we didn't play it there. Cards here have -3 power, and your cards can go into the negative here, which is important to note. So we're going to just play a Sentinel on the right lane here. We don't know what it is yet, but I'd rather play it here than the middle because of the debuff. Okay, so we drew Ant-Man. So having another 1-drop here isn't bad for our curve. Oh, cards here have +1 power. Okay, so we want more cards there. So I think the play is just going to be to go Ant-Man and another Sentinel. So we play Ant-Man. I think I actually want to play Khazar there. So maybe we'll play Sentinel in the middle for now. Because I think I want to move Nightcrawler there with Khazar. So yeah, we'll just do this. Maybe we should have played Medusa in the middle instead, but I think it's fine. Maybe we just want to abandon this lane, but this because of how like weird this one can be. Let's see how much this will go up. So that'll get +3. So that'll go to 5. So we'll be at 9. Yeah, this is worth doing. I think we just played Khazar. We don't have to move our Nightcrawler yet either. I think it's more beneficial to just let him hang out and move him later. That way we have the option of putting something else there. So in comes Spider-Woman. I believe she minuses our attack, yeah. Select all enemy cards there with -1 power. So we don't have the Ant-Man boost yet. We'll get 3 more once we get a 4th person there. I think the way we want to handle this, so it's turn 5, I think we just want to throw some stuff down. So maybe just throw down... We could throw down... Sentinel doesn't really do anything in the middle. It's just 0. We could throw down the thing. I think I like throwing down the thing in the negative zone. There's no point in playing Quicksilver because that would give us a -1 power, and we don't really want that. I guess there's an argument to putting Quicksilver over here, but we get to see what they play so we can determine if we can beat it. Alright, so they're up to 18. Oh, they burned our Iron Man. That's pretty rude. They played their one thing here, and it's weaker than ours, though. That seems a little sus. If we move our Nightcrawler, that'll give us 3, so 16, and another 3, so 19. If they have any other way to buff their guys, it's kind of scary. Maybe we just slam Odin there. I think I like it. Yeah, we're just gonna slam Odin. Now he repeats our on reveal effects, but we don't really have any here other than Sentinel, so he's really just here for the power. But it might still be enough. I didn't snap though because I wasn't feeling crazy confident. So they played an Odin of their own, but it doesn't really matter because we still had the left and the right. Nice. Almost level up the Ant-Man. And so the climb has been going pretty quickly. I'm sure it's going to slow down at some point once I get out of the lower ranks and start facing players with stronger cards and stronger decks. But for the first, I've probably put in about 4 or 5 hours so far. It's just been a very enjoyable experience, and one of the cool things about it is the games all feel very different. Like, here we got Weird World. Both players draw from their opponent's decks, so I just stole their Ant-Man, which is definitely not a bad thing for me. We're going to play him in the middle, because I have Medusa for next turn, who wants to be played in the middle, because she gets +2. Then we'll start filling up the middle space. So it looks like they drew our Ant-Man, maybe. That's because you can only have one of in a deck. Oh, instead we get a Sanctum Sanctorum. I've seen this one a few times. Cards cannot be played here. So it's actually good we played the Ant-Man when we did, as now none of us can play stuff there. However, one workaround to that is you can move things there. So Nightcrawler ends up being very good because of that. So we're just going to play our 2 1-drops here. Our 2-drop isn't that good because we can't play it in the middle. So we're just going to try and go for this right lane. We'll see what it is next turn. So they have Forge. Give the next card you play +2 power. Ooh, Captain America is a nice top deck for sure. So we're just going to play Captain down here. This one, so Avengers Compound on turn 5, all cards must be played here. So definitely got to keep that in mind, because if we fill it up and then turn 5 happens, we lock ourselves out. So Nightcrawler being movable is very good there. We're just going to totally give them Weird World. Oh, and we drew... Oh, wow, this isn't just a beginning effect. This is like the whole game. So we're literally drawing their deck and they're drawing ours. That's pretty funny, except for the starting hand. That's actually like hilarious. I love it. Interesting. So I think I just play the thing over in Avengers Command, and then we can move Nightcrawler next turn if needed. So they're fortifying up Weird World. They have Nightcrawler of their own. I was definitely expecting that. So normally that'd be pretty bad for me, because ours is 1 power, theirs is 2. They would win the middle, but we can move our Nightcrawler. Free up a space, which is what we want to be doing. Makes the most sense just to play our Sentinel here, and then we'll play their Blue Marvel the next turn on the left. It won't do a lot on the left, but it will buff all our other stuff, so it's more than enough. So we're going to snap, because I'm feeling confident that we can get there. Interesting. So they played Namor. This card for 10 power, but it get 5 of that power is because it's alone. Alright, so we get Jessica Jones, but we want to play Blue Marvel, because Blue Marvel makes all our other cards have +1 power. So we're going to play him over here, as it's the only place we can play a card. So even though we're still losing Weird World, we should be able to win these other 2 spaces because of the buff. Now, it is possible they could play something big here, but they are going to lose power if they play another card there because of how Namor works. Yeah, so they play Jessica Jones. She's big, but then Namor shrinks, and that is a win for us. 4 more cubes in the bank. And progressing our Sentinel a bit. So yeah, that is Marvel Snap. I'm gonna stop the recording here. Video's not gonna end quite yet though. I am gonna edit in a few more games from last night's stream, where we were playing a bit of this on stream. It's the same deck. I can show the deck off really quick. Take a look at the decks here. And I'll just pull this down a little bit so it can be seen a little bit more easily here. I'll hide the Marvel Snap thing for a minute. So, this is the deck I am currently using. A lot of starter cards here, but we're using Ant-Man, Nightcrawler, Quicksilver, Medusa, Star-Lord, Sentinel, Captain America, Kazar, Thing, Iron Man, Jessica Jones, and Odin. I'm probably going to toy a little bit with the overlay over time. I'm definitely open to some feedback on that. If you have any ideas how it could be improved, I'll probably have the deck list somewhere. Maybe I'll put it in the little box down here, so that way while we're playing games, people can see what the deck is. But a lot of these cards are starter cards. Like 8 out of 10 of them, I think, are starter cards. So not the most unique or insane deck list, but it gets the job done at the lower ranks. So yeah, that's what I'm using. It's been very fun so far. I definitely recommend trying to get into this beta and trying this game out if it looked interesting to you. We're going to play some more games here. These are from the other night on stream. I'm definitely going to stream more of this game, but definitely let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing more of this, because I did do a poll a little while ago, and it seemed a lot of people were interested in Marvel Snap stuff. So let me know if you're interested in seeing more of it, because so far it's been a lot of fun, and I could see myself playing more of it and doing some content around it. So yeah, we're going to dive into a few more games here, and that'll close out the video. But I do want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, liking, subscribing would be super appreciated. And yeah, let me know what you're excited about with Marvel Snap. If I wasn't having a great time with it. I'm probably going to put up a YouTube video the next day or two talking about some first impressions, and if people like it, definitely gonna do some content for it. I wish it wasn't just Android, though. I would love to be able to continue this on my phone. I would probably play way too much of this game if I actually could play it on my phone. We'll play Star-Lord. Ooh, +1 energy this turn. Yeah, I can explain how the game works. Let me just decide what I'm doing. Khazar's pretty good. I think we want to start going for the workshop. It's turn 3. Yeah, we'll just play the thing. Alright, so here's the basics of how the game works. There are 3 lanes, so that's what these things are represented by. So we have the mirror dimension, we have the vault, and we have the workshop. And as you've probably picked up on turn 1, it shows you what this is. On turn 2, it shows you what the second one is. And then turn 3, it shows you the third one. You have 4 spaces here, and you cannot have more than 4 units in a space. And see these numbers? That's determined by your total power. How you win the game is you want to have the greatest power in 2 of 3 of these zones at the end of turn 6. If you have the greatest power in 2 out of 3, you win. If there is a tie in one of the locations, whoever has the greatest total power ends up winning. Yeah, I can definitely see the progression slowing down. That would not surprise me. Oh, I need to play something. Go, go, go. There are only 6 turns, and then there's this cube at the top. And that cube represents what you're fighting for in ranked. You rank up or you rank down. Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't play cards here. I'm an idiot. Oh no, that's next turn, on turn 6. So we have to throw down our cards here. Alright. So this is actually probably fine then. I thought I was already locked out. That would have been bad. But yeah, so if I'm feeling confident that I'm going to win this game, I think I am, I'm going to snap. So this cube at the top, at the end of the game, it gets doubled. If you win, you get 2 cubes. If you lose 2 cubes. And that's kind of like your rank. But if I click snap here, if they also click snap, it doubles the reward and doubles the loss. So whoever wins gets double that. Whoever loses loses double that. And it's kind of an interesting, you can kind of bluff people with it a little bit too. Or if you're just feeling confident about what you've got. And then other than that, it's just really learning the card effects and seeing what they do. And they're pretty easy to pick up on. They're relatively simple. All right, this should be an easy win for us. We just slam Odin. So on reveal is like battle cry in this game. When the character gets revealed, it does something. A lot of this stuff, if you're familiar with other card games, it's pretty easy to understand. Wow, that... Oh, we tied that one, but I think we have greater total. Yeah, we do. So we win. So yeah, we can take a look at the board here, but... So this is a great example of a tie, right? They ended up getting up to 19 here at the end, so nobody won this location. I won this one, they won that one, but my total power was 32, and their total power was 30. Or no, 29. No, 30. So I had 2 more total power, so I ended up winning. Him as a crossover. I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna do something with Immortal for that or not, since it drops like a day later. But we got patches. There just so many cool cards I didn't, or like characters I did not expect to make their way into mercenaries that seem to be coming. And they've already shown off 8 of them, and she's showing off more tomorrow in the Discord, and she said apparently some more are going to be shown off somewhere else. So props to her for doing something to make it up to the Mercs community, because I've been playing Hearthstone a long time, and I can promise you, before we had her as a community manager, that never would have happened. Even if people were very upset, it just wouldn't have happened. We would have heard nothing, and we would have just had to be angry and wait. So that was really nice. At the end of turn 5, move all cards here to other random locations. That's a spicy meatball. Are they just not playing stuff? What's going on? Is their hand just bad? Yeah, it looks like their hand was just slow. Oh, on turn 6 you can move cards to this location, New York. That's kind of cool. Oh, next turn cards are going to cost 1 more. Alright, well, I'm going to play Khazar over here. Now we can slam the thing. So all our stuff is going to get moved around, so we want to split up our power, I think. Because these are going to be distributed randomly among the other 2. But yeah, there's a very good chance I do PvE grinding, some PvE Mercs grinding on stream while playing this game, or Diablo Immortal or something. This game I could 100% manage both of those things at the same time. Okay, final turn. We probably just want to slam Odin. Actually, no. Jessica Jones is essentially the same power, and we're not doubling. The only effect we would double is Star-Lord, but maybe that's actually worth it. Yeah, it probably is worth it. We don't really need the extra 1 power over here. I guess it's 2 power because of this, but I think it's fine just to play Odin here. I mean, we could even just slam something in the middle here and try and win that way, but it feels kind of risky. If we add 8 to this, and the Star-Lord effect goes off, he'll get another 3, so it'll be adding 11, so we'll be at 20. So they need at least 7. I'm gonna do it. So re-triggers Star-Lord's thing. And I think we're fine. They get a Tiger, but the Tiger isn't enough. They actually played Mantis. The Mantis would have been good in the other one. But we get it. We would have won, though, with slamming mid, too. If we slammed mid, we would have still won. Where it's like... Oh, that's funny. This person has the same name as my brother. Wonder if it's a real person or a robot. Cards here have +1 power. Okay. I think this game was very smartly designed, though. Like, I think they put a lot of thought into it, and making it clean. So it's like, once you understand the rules, you can understand a lot of it by looking at it. Obviously, you need to know what the cards do and stuff. But also, these cards look sick. Like, when you get the background like that, looks really cool. Yeah, Jonas Zombie. On turn 5, all cards must be played here. Okay. I think we're just going to Star-Lord on the left. Damn, should have gone in the middle. Ooh, Yondu. This also comes up when you haven't seen a card before, which is nice. On reveal, remove the top card of your opponent's deck. Okay. I'm glad to hear that, man. You've been going hard. I respect it. I'm going to stream a lot more once I get this stupid wired connection. Like, the first, like, 2+ hours of my stream was so laggy and whatnot. And it sucks, because we got a fat raid from Regis, which was really nice of him. But it was so laggy, and I had to... But when I went, I restarted my router, and then it was fine, but I can't always, like, do that conveniently, because other people in my house are using the internet. And they get annoyed if I just shut it off randomly, even though it comes back. Which is kind of understandable. But literally, I shut it off, I shut it back on. I haven't dropped, like, a frame in, like, an hour and a half. It's crazy. I'm just happy we didn't get much lag during the Pauper tournament. I'll take all the lag today for not getting it during the event. I was really worried about that. Okay. I think we want to start going for the vault. Oh no, we have to play cards here on turn 5. That's not that great. So maybe we want to start stacking up here because they're already kind of full there. Yeah, we'll snap. Alright, we're just gonna slam Jessica Jones. Then we can Odin here to try and lock it up, or Odin here. Depending on what they do. Alright, so this one should be, this one should be pretty locked down for us, unless they do some buffs. This one's literally locked. So we're just going to play Odin on the left. And that should get us the win, I think. Gonna get a fat stack of cubes if we win this. Hey, thanks, Izzy's. I was really happy with the event. There are a few little things I learned that I want to improve, but overall, like, absolutely thrilled with how it went. Went better than I was hoping, which was great. And speaking of things going great, another W in the books. That is a fat stack of 8 cubes. I hate this one. Shuffle 5 rocks into each deck. It's so annoying. Yeah, just one more. This game is way too easy to say just one more. Oh, Magic World is cool. Fuck your rock, dude. Fucking rocks, dude. We're going all in on Mojo World, though. Ooh, Negative Zone is pretty gross. So we're going to start fighting back for Subterranean. The rock is actually kind of okay, because if we have a full area, it kind of screws them. Only thing scary is if we play both of these. I guess we don't have to play both of these. We hold the rock. But then it does cost a mana, so we probably should play it. But the question is, do we play the rock on Mojo World? How this works is if both players have 4 units here, the effect goes away, essentially, because nobody has more. But the opponent seems to have a slower hand. We could also move Nightcrawler if necessary. In that case, I think I will put a rock here. If we didn't have Nightcrawler there, I would probably not do that. Alright, now that we drew Medusa, so it's good, we can move the Nightcrawler. Move Nightcrawler over there. On reveal, put the bottom card of your opponent's deck into your hand. So you steal one of my cards. That's pretty rude. Alright, we have Jessica into Odin is pretty nice. That'll also shrink his lizard if we play another unit there. I'm liking our position here. Oh, they played 3 things. Oh, but they're rocks. That's not very smart, I don't think. Oh no, +7. No, but they still don't have enough. They need a buff, basically. They could get it, but you know what? Screw it. Oh, your opponent conceded. Get out of here, bud. Get rocked.